let you count it. Sorry. Hey, let's all sing together. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. Woo! Oh my goodness, it feels so good. I know this place. The bowls are here. Oh my God. Let's get started. Let's get this puppy started. There is so much going on, but first, thank you. The prayers, the soup, the phone calls, the cards, the love. This community is awesome. And I felt it. And I'm looking over here and I'm thinking, you know, it's not leaking anymore and the plastic is gone. Why is everybody over here? You're so well trained. Now you're all over here. That's great. Now I can just sort of Sammy look over that direction. Yeah, we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Some good things have been happening for our center, which is really, really incredible stuff. So, did you survive Black Friday? Does anybody do you guys do the Black Friday thing? Like, why? What is that all about? You know, I don't even get it. But I do get Giving Tuesday. That's coming up, the electronic thing, and we'll have a posting on our Facebook page for Giving Tuesday. And what I'm thinking is, you know, a lot of us, we do a lot to support our center, which is fantastic, and it's wonderful, and we'll talk more about that later on. But let's let our friends support our center. So when you see our Giving Tuesday posting, if you want to give some money for it, I get it. But tell your friends, share it with your friends, say, I love this spiritual community. Come on, give them $10, give them $100, give them $5,000, whatever. But spread it around and let those that love us love what we do and where we come and do what we do. Speaking of the things that we come to do and where we get to do it, the calendar has got a very interesting thing happening this year. Christmas is coming up on Sunday, and New Year's Eve is coming. New Year's is coming up on Sunday. So we thought, let's let people have their Christmas morning and do their regular Christmas thing. So we're moving the Sunday service this year to Christmas Eve at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So Sunday service will be Saturday, Christmas Eve at 4 o'clock. And because it's on a Saturday and the Wednesday is so close, we're going to squish the Christmas service and the candlelight all into one. And Sherry and I are creating a really lovely service that will happen with the practitioners and some of the readers. So it'll be a really great service on Christmas Eve to celebrate Christmas, 4 o'clock. Then we're going to do the same thing the next week for New Year's. New Year's Eve, 4 o'clock. Now this one's going to be interesting because we're going to do a release We're going to burn some stuff and let it go. Then we're going to grab some stuff and take it in and carry it into 2023. So we're putting it out there right now so you can already mark your calendars and tell your friends and just let's fill up the space because everybody knows that we heard a lot about 2022. We want to just let go. Are you done with this year already? You know, if it weren't for the fact that I love living in the now, I'd be really done with this year already too. But there's a lot of now left in this year, so I'm going to go ahead and enjoy every single moment of it that I can. But those are the two things that I wanted to let you know about and let you see what's happening up. And then, of course, the Giving Tuesday thing. All right, I think that covers it all. Welcome back, Lane. Welcome, Karie. Good to have you here. Randy, love you. Bob, fantastic. Stevie and the band. Got Dee back there on the slides and all the family in the house. All right, I love it. Let's talk about our vision and our mission statement and all that good stuff that we get to do, all right? Here we go. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. Marianne.
Good morning. And so I open today with our treatment. Knowing with a joyous heart that right here, right now, right where I am, God is. And so I know where each and every one present within the sound of my voice, here and at home, right here, right now, that infinite, indwelling peace that passes all understanding, embraces and envelops each and every participant in this service, guiding and directing the words and actions and inspiration that connects us all with that deep and profound source, substance, and supply. The health, wealth, and wholeness pervades this center and everyone in it today. And so I give thanks for these blessings and so much more. I let it go, I let it be, and so it is.
Serve today, sweet spirit. How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love?
For our Cosmic Kids, we've got the Guardians of the Cosmic Kid Galaxy on standby. Do we have some Guardians and Cosmic Kids today? All right, Luke's in the house, Layla's in the house, Dakota's in the house, and Kathy is ready to take you back. She's got a wonderful program for you. So excited to see that. And we just hold the space for the continued growth of our youth program, knowing that when you get this stuff at that age, your life is on target for a great experience in this thing called life. And so it is. Marianne, back to you, please.
So I invite you to join me I'm going to read this affirmation, and then I invite you to read it along with me. My home is in the heart of God, regardless of the range of human experiences in this thing called life. And now together. My home is in the heart of God, regardless of the range of experiences in this thing called life. Yes, this thing called life. So today's reading is from the Science of Mind textbook. Oops, Science of Mind textbook. And it's a meditation. There's several in the back. I love this book. I wish I didn't forget mine on the counter. But there's always one handy here at the center. Peace is the power at the heart of God. My peace is found at the heart of God. The heart of God, for me, is found at the very center of my being. It does not matter how closely the confusion of the outer world presses against me. I am not even disturbed by the confusion in my immediate environment. I know that the only way to counteract confusion is to bring peace into play. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. These words of assurance stay with me, and I hear them re-echoing in the depths of my being. I surrender. I surrender all my fears, those nameless fears which have beset me for such a long time, dulling my pleasure and clouding with misery and apprehension all of my days. I am now through with fear. What indeed is there for a divine and immortal being to fear? So it is with every man, and I'm going to add woman and person. And every person is my brother and sister. I recognize the one life principle working in and through and inspiring the motives of everyone I contact. I do not fear sickness, disease, or death because the eternal perfect life animates my body and goes always about its perfect work, healing and renewing that body. I am not afraid of want or lack, for the infinite essence supplies me with everything that I need all of the time. There is nothing for me to fear, for I am an inseparable part of God. I live in Him. He lives in me, and I draw upon His perfect peace. My peace is found in the heart of God.
Sitting in, Karie Hillary.
I know there's a power much greater than mine. I know it surrounds us all the time. When I close my eyes, reach out my hands, I can feel the power that understands. When this world hurts more than I can bear, I remember love lives everywhere. When we stand beside I am not alone. I know I am home in the heart of God. I know there's a far greater plan. When I think I can't, God says I can. When the dark is all that I can see, I'm reminded there's a light in me. I know I am home, and I am not alone in the heart of God. I am not alone. I know I am home in the heart of God. I know there is a far greater power. I think when I can't, God says I can. When the dark is all that I can see, I'm reminded there's a light in me. I know I am home. I am not alone in the heart of God. I am not alone. I know I am home in the heart of God. I know I am home. I am not alone in the heart of God. I know I am home. I am not alone in the heart of God.
And so I invite you now to join us in our gap awareness, our God awareness place. This is a 3-minute meditation. And so, don't forget to breathe as we move into that place of God within us and commune with it as us. I'm returning now to the room. I invite you to take 3 minutes every so often in your day and connect with that heart of God. Thank you.
I am thankful, grateful for every gift received. Thankful, grateful for every loving deed. I am thankful, grateful for happiness and grief. Thankful, grateful, I trust and let it be. I am thankful, grateful. I am thankful, grateful for every lesson learned. Thankful, grateful for bridges that weren't burned. I am thankful, grateful for every kindness earned. Thankful, grateful for love that's been returned. I am thankful. I am so grateful. I am thankful, grateful for every breath I breathe. Thankful, grateful that my eyes now see. I am thankful, grateful for every dream achieved. Thankful, grateful for my prosperity. I am thankful. I am so grateful. Thankful. I am so I am thankful, grateful for each loving face. Thankful, grateful for every warm embrace. I am thankful, grateful, my life's been touched by grace. Thankful, grateful for this peaceful place. I am thankful. I am so grateful. Sing it with me. Thankful. I am so grateful. I am so grateful.
Karie, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was gorgeous. That first song, did you write that first song for today?
I did.
You did, I could tell.
You didn't give me enough notice, though, to really learn it.
That was lovely. It was like the whole talk in that one song.
Excellent.
It was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, so good to have you here. And Lane, welcome back. Good to have our L back in the house, right? Such sweet harmony you guys put together on that song. Yes, indeed. Home on the range where the deer and the buffalo. So I don't know if it was, I'm not sure if it was the holiday that sparked this, 15 days in bed, or binge watching Yellowstone. But where I found out that, you know, like you think about the deer and the antelope, like the deer, they're so cute, right? That's the emotional experiences that are so cute, that's great. And then the antelope, they're kind of like frolicking, so that's kind of a joyful thing. And I found out from Yellowstone, the buffalo, they're dangerous, man. They break down fences. You know, buffaloes in our experience, they come down and they just blow all our barriers away, and they just make things look like terrible. So that's kind of some of it. And the other thing about this home on the range idea, you heard we're at home in the heart of God. We say that at the end of service every week. We're at home in the heart of God. Where is that home space? And within that home space, if this thing, the heart of God, the life of God, the human experience is our home, oh my, all the stuff that happens in home. Whoa, that's the range. It's not just the range, it's the range of things that happen in this experience called life. It's pretty crazy. And if any of you had a chance to go home over Thanksgiving, you know that home can bring a range of feelings and emotions. It's not all, you know, unicorns and sunflowers. Sorry, Lane. I mentioned sunflowers. Not her favorite flower. There's some really important questions to ask ourselves when we're talking about home, though. Like, where is home? Where are we born? What's going on and where are we going? What's going on and where are we going? So that's some of the things that are like, they seem really simple questions, but when we dive into them, they can be pretty complex. The idea of where is home? I kind of talked about the idea of pain, the trauma that can come from the experiences of life, and also all the joys, all the pleasures, all the excitements. It is quite a range of things. And God has, it's all God, but all God's not always easy. It can be really challenging, particularly in our faith, to have a belief system that says that it's all God. We wrestled with this during our foundations class recently. I wrestled with this with a good friend of mine who's Christian and has a duality belief in life, that there is a power for good and a power for evil, and that they are competing against each other. Well, we know that when you have two opposing powers, there's just chaos and things will explode. The two cannot stand with each other. We know that there's only one, you see. When the light comes into the room, darkness doesn't run away and go, oh my God, light's here, I'm just going to go stand over here. Darkness disappears in the face of life, because darkness is just a condition that shows up in the absence of light. You see. So we know there's really only the one power. It's only all God. So here we are, home in the range of God's experiences and emotions and feelings that we get to have. God doesn't really care. Really. It's an impersonal principle that is about love, that's about goodness, is always allowing that to unfold. And in order to kind of test it, I think that God is kind of like the trickster. He's kind of like going, yeah, it's all good, it's all God. Let's let these free beings loose and see what they can do with it. And we just create chaos. James Baldwin says that home is not a place. He says that home is an irrevocable condition. An irrevocable condition. So if that's the case, and we are living in this thing called life, and we can't get out of it, that's our irrevocable condition. It's not a place, it's an experience that we're having. We have to understand that in this place, in this thing, we all have the ability to make ourselves feel happy and free. It's a part of the deal. It comes with our inherent ability to have choice, right? We all have it, but few of us actually use it to its fullest degree, or even sometimes believe it. See, the metaphysical truth is that God is to the individual what the individual realizes God is through that individual. We make the experience of God more full and complete. It's already full and complete, but our ability to choose gives us the option of taking a little God, a little sample here, a little sample there, and then we let the rest kind of fall by the law of averages. We're not always consciously aware of the choices that we are making, but we have that ability. You see, Dr. Holmes tells us that your thought is infinite, Your destiny is eternal, and your home is an everlasting heaven. It's an everlasting heaven. It doesn't go away. It's always there, available for us by our choosing through the individual use of these laws and these powers. So we establish where home is. Home is everywhere. Home is where we are, right? So what are we doing with this? How are we applying these laws to our lives to make our lives more full, more expressive? I looked over and saw Marianne a minute ago, and I already got just completely calmed down and chilled out because you have this wonderful quality of your voice. Thank you for the meditation and how you guided us into that. I really love that. That's a trust space she's operating from. See, this is a practitioner who's grounded in that idea of trust, as is Nancy, as is Dee. Our practitioners understand these principles that I'm talking about, and they live with it every single day. And some of us have the opportunity to do that, and some of us grown up in it, like Lane, they're able to do it on a bing, and then sometimes choice throws us in the other direction. I know I certainly get that. When I was laying in my bed a couple days back, I was thinking, like, what is this? It's like all health is healing and already revealing. And, well, why am I still laying in this bed? Because I let the doubt get in. I let the fear get in. I chose to abandon these principles that we get to live from. I get away from a little bit of gratitude. It's kind of like, we call ourselves religious scientist, but sometimes we're just religionist. And here's what I mean. Like when a scientist proves a principle, when it goes out and does an experiment and proves the principle, he's like, boom, got it. And then he uses that principle to prove other things. But the religionist goes out, proves a principle, and then goes like, did that really work? I'm not sure. So we let a little doubt roll in. We reduce our faith. We don't act without question as we move forward, you see. It's kind of like if you believe that you could get in the water and not get wet. But if you get under the shower, what's going to happen? Get wet. Okay, at least one person took a shower today. At least one of you took a shower today. You understand that? That's right. You get in the water, you're going to get wet. No matter how much you deny the possibility of it, you're going to get wet. These are the way the principles work. They're working even when you deny it. So why are we denying it? Why are we including doubt? Why are we choosing to use our freedom to choose doubt? There was this king. It's an amazing king. Everyone in his kingdom loved him. He was benevolent. He was fair. He was objective. And one of the things this king liked to do was to dress up in just commoner clothes and slip out past the guards out the back door and hang out. And one of the places he liked to hang out was in the baths. And while he was in the baths, just with the common folk, just hanging out, he noticed there was a lot of complaining going on. This water's too hot. This water's not hot enough. This spot's chilly and this spot's not. He was like, wow, there's a lot of complaining going on. What's going on in this? So he thought he would go and see the fire tender. Because there was a fire under the baths, and that's what heated the water for the baths. So he went down, dressed in his regular garb, to hang out with the fire tender. And he got to like the guy. He actually went on a regular basis. They became friends. And after a while, he began to trust the fire tender. And he said to the fire tender, I got a secret for you. I'm the king. No. Yeah. And you just hang out with me? Yeah, I like you. I like you too. Is it going to change anything about me being the king? No, I like you. You're a good person. I really enjoy this stuff, and I really enjoy being with you. He says, a lot of people complain about the fire not working this way and that way. He says, I know, people do complain a lot. And they had this great conversation about people living in the duality of life and the experiences of life. And it was a wonderful experience for the king to kind of see that, there's a range of different feelings, but it doesn't change the fact that the water's still warm. That people are still there. It's kind of like what Brian McLaren was saying in his book called Naked Spirituality. He says that we are to be grateful, not just in the good times, but also in the bad times. To be grateful, not just in plenty, but also in need. To maintain thankfulness, not just in laughter, but also through tears and sorrow. See, they shared in their conversation some moments of tears and sorrow, their moments of laughter and joy, their moments of plenty and also need. What they got was that all of that is the experience of life. That's what's happening on the home, on the range of life itself. That's where we get to be. That's what we're doing. We're living that experience in this thing that is our home. So we need to live that experience knowing that what shows up as duality are not actually opposites. It's kind of like when you ask the question, where are you born? There's no easy question, no easy answer to that one, is there? I mean, there's this birthplace, like I was born at Christ Hospital in Cincinnati on the Ohio River. But that's not where I was really born. Because later, I had an opportunity as a young child to come to California. Like 7 or 8 years old until I was 11. When I was 11 and my dad was done with his tour of duty with Vietnam, he said, we're going back to Detroit. I said, y'all are going back to Detroit. I'm staying in Los Angeles because this was home. But I says, no, son, you're 11, you're going with us. No, this is my home. I'm going to stay with Paul and Renee. I'm going to live with my cousins. No, you're coming back to Detroit with me. As soon as I got a chance, I came back because there was something here. This is a second birth. This is why there's so much talk about rebirth in the Christian Bible. It's important to have these multiple births throughout life. Where were you born? It's a complicated question because it's not just about the birthplace. It's about the aha moment. It's about an experience. It's about a remembrance. It's about a place and a feeling that happens. So where were you born? Where have you landed? Where's the comfort there? You know, Ernest Hemingway, that crazy guy, great writer, but had some stuff going on. But he said something that struck with me. He says that the world breaks nearly everyone, and many are stronger at the broken places. There was something that happened in my later life experiences that felt like breaking. But I always knew I could come here and be grounded, that I would be fine when I came home to where I was born. To know that I'm home in God, home in this oneness experience. That what was challenging for any of us is not permanent. And in fact, it's again on that range. If we're feeling broken, if we're feeling damaged, if we're feeling hurt, if we're feeling depressed, if we're feeling sad, that's just on the range of joy and expectation and happiness and growth and expansion. You see, they're not truly opposites, they're complementary. They're on the range, and we can travel across from one space to the next. We get that opportunity to do that, to live in the full experience. Dr. Holmes is so powerful on this one. He says that in these areas, he says that freedom and bondage, poverty and riches, good and bad, happiness and misery, faith and fear are all conditions which appear to be opposites, they're not really the result of the operation of opposing powers, but they are the way the one power is used. When we get into those experiences which feel less than, we get in those experiences that feel somewhat challenging. We get in those experiences that are doorways and thresholds to growth, luminal spaces into something bigger and expansive. The good thing to remember is, okay, I don't have to stay right here because my home is on the range of human experience, and I can walk from this part of it right back over into this part. Not physically, but mentally, in mind, in consciousness. That's the power. That's the one power that we get to use. So what feels like it's opposing, what feels like it's an opposite, what feels like it's a negative is not a negative at all. It's just the opportunity. The opportunity that says, ooh, it's like a stopper, like a thought stopper. Oh, this is curious, interesting. I'm grateful right now for this experience because through the experience, I know that I can move to another end of this range of feeling. This is the beauty of the science of mind. It gives us these powers and these awarenesses to know this kind of stuff and to move from one place to the next. You know this, but sometimes we need to remember this so we can practice it on a regular basis, so we can know that the one power that we are using is available to us to move us off of whatever plane may feel like less than the most perfect experience of life itself. So I ask you, now that we know all this, where are you going? Where are you going? See, Ram Dass says that we're all walking each other home. How are we going to get there? An interesting thing that says, we got two great philosophers at Oprah, who says that when you invite someone home, you invite someone to get to know you. So if we're all walking each other home, so I've invited you, come with me, I'm also inviting you to get to know me. So when we have these experiences, since we're all walking each other home, when we have these experiences on this end of the range of feelings, or this end, whatever end you like to use it doesn't matter, it's all complementary, it's a circle really. When you're in that space, since we're all going home together, why not invite someone to go along with you? Why not seek out a prayer partner, seek out a practitioner, seek out a good friend, seek out a good book, seek out your journal, and let Spirit speak through you. Don't go through these experiences alone, because we are all one. Right? Alone, all one, get it? We're all one. So why not join in and let someone get to know us along the way? Because these places where we're going, in truth, is an evolution. We are evolving. We are evolving through this thing called life. We are awakening to the unity and wholeness of who and what we really are. And all these experiences, on the range of experiences, all these experiences that are happening in our home, in this thing called life, they're all here to help us move into that space of evolution. The space of knowing that we're all one. That we're just here in life with chances to get to know each other better. Kind of like the lion and the tiger that both ended up at the waterfall, at the water trough at the same time. And they were like, I'm here first. No, I'm here first. They were about to have a fight about it. I mean, they were snarling and growling and circling each other. It was on. It was going to be on. And they started to do the scratching, and one of them looked up, and there were all these vultures overhead. And they looked at each other and goes, what are those vultures up there doing? I think they might be waiting for one of us to kill the other one so they can come down and have a look. The two of them went, we're just one here together. Let's just drink together. They found unity in that experience. Now, how does that relate to anything? Sometimes all that negative stuff is just vultures hanging around, waiting for us to let that experience kill us, when in truth, we can be reborn again. We can have a rebirthing experience by understanding that we're just in this thing called life. We're in this oneness, and there is either something within us or something available to us, friend, practitioner, whatever, that can help us move past that experience so we can drink at the fountain of youth and faith together. Right? This is powerful stuff, when you think about it. Masato Harioka, I love this guy. If you ever read the Science of Mind magazine, he's got a little column in there. And when you're not on YouTube, right, you can do it on YouTube. You can watch him. He sometimes speaks up at the New Thought Center. Very intelligent and wonderful young man. And he says that even in moments that feel divisive, there is an opportunity to see the deeper call for community, dignity, and safety. We are bound together in a perfect whole. Everything's going to be okay. We're bound together in a perfect whole. The lion and the tiger were bound together in a perfect whole. You and I are bound together in a perfect whole. All our experiences that appear to be opposites are bound together in a perfect whole in every space. And it allows us to do some wonderful things when we recognize that the deeper call is to community, the deeper call is to dignity, the deeper call is to safety. There was this family in Kansas that won the lotto. I mean, they won something like $350,000 or something. No, I'm wrong. It was million. Right. It was a $500 million lottery, and they took the full money, which turned out to be something like $350 million, and they spent it all up in about 2 months, and people were totally freaked out. You know what they did though? They bought the local town they lived in new fire equipment and built them a fire station. And they went to another town that they used to live in, and they bought them a water sewage treatment plant. And they went to get what I'm saying here? They spent all their money on projects to help communities, to bring dignity to people, to increase safety. It's amazing what we can do as one in this, when we know where we're going, when we know what motivates us, you see, when we can rest in this place that is home. After a meal, we all rest. I mean, especially if you're eating turkey. We're all resting. you know, until the guy goes, score, goal. Your eyes are open, look at the soccer game or something like that. But, you know, we get this chance to sit in gratitude. It's the songs we're saying that we heard. We get the chance to sit in gratitude, to rest in the wholeness, in the knowledge that we can handle whatever is happening on the range. We can handle the buffalo, the deer, the antelope, whatever's roaming, we can handle that, you see. Because life is to be lived. All the experiences are to be lived. The songs are to be sung. The dances are to be danced. The turkeys to be eaten. It's all, you know, well, not all of them, but some of them on Thanksgiving, right? And if you're eating for turkey or whatever it is, that other stuff, have fun with that. That's good too. But the point I'm trying to make is that there is something that we are here to do. And I think what it is that we're here to do is to be happy, to be glad, to be empowered by the principles and the laws that we understand, that we come to study in the science of mind, so that we can live consciously and live with grace. And sometimes in order to do that, we may have to just sit back and take in the experience of life a little bit. Like Walt Whitman says. Walt Whitman said, he says this to, Ernest Holmes read this in something. He said that he likes to take time to loaf and invite his soul. And Dr. Holmes says, we should all take time to loaf and invite our soul. Just sit back and to relax. I found a reading from Dr. Holmes this week that in one of his transcribed talks, and he talks about, I thought we might try this exercise. He says, let's train our minds this week. Well, I'm saying let's train our minds this week to be home on the range of the human experience. And the exercise that Dr. Holmes is suggesting is this one. He says, let's get up in the morning and say, I'm going to live and I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to receive joy and life and love and laughter from everyone. I'm going to give them to everyone, and everyone shall be divine to me. For this is the day that the God has made, and I shall be glad in it. Let's try that this week. Let us give thanks every night and know that we shall sleep in peace, wake in joy, and live in consciousness and good. And let's see if you and I this week cannot get just a little better acquainted with this thing that's inside of us. And so it is. Mm-hmm. All right, so here's our affirmation for the day. Let's read it together. We kind of get it a little bit more. My home is in the heart of God, regardless the range of human experiences in this thing called life. It feels like months since I've been up here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Everyone, love her up, please. I mean, the first time I gave her a couple days notice, or 3 or 4 days notice, but that second one was like, I know it's tomorrow, but come on. And you rocked it both times. It's beautiful. Thank you for coming to our community, coming home. Talk about coming home, right? And the second home, the second birth, the rebirthing. It's beautiful. Yeah. So we're going to do our revealing prayer. Why revealing prayer? Because there's nothing to be healed. There's only that to be revealed. Everything already exists in this thing called life. Our job, our duty, our joy, and our opportunity is to attract that, magnetize that good, and bring it into us by our conscious acceptance of the truth of our being. So I ask you right now to close your eyes and think about what it is that you want to consciously accept. Like the scientist, not the religionist. Like the scientist who knows the principle works. Therefore, we are not asking, we are declaring, claiming, and accepting what you're holding in consciousness right now as the experience of your life. For this is what I know. There is the one life that is God. This divine, loving presence, this great somethingness that is the all-thingness of life itself is right now tuned in because we are tuned in, because we have unified with this understanding. We recognize this divine impersonal principle is everywhere present, and by our acceptance of our connection to it, which we do right here and now, which I know is happening right here and now in my own consciousness, I am empowered by this relationship with God itself. This co-creative experience that allows me to declare and to claim and accept wholeness, right action, divine guidance, perfect harmony, right solution, moving toward my good in ways beyond what I could consciously recognize in this moment. See, what I'm doing is I'm opening myself up from my finite mind to the infinite mind that knows a greater way and a greater passage for my own understanding and growth. So as I move into that space with trust and a full awareness that it is mine to receive, I receive. And what I know is true for me is true for each and every person here. Grateful for this knowledge, grateful for this process of prayer and this relationship, this freewheeling, open-ended relationship with the divine that allows good to flow into my life, in the life of all of us. So I just let it be. I let it go with full acceptance as I give it over to the law of mind with these 4 simple words. And so it is. Mm-hmm. Wow. This is a busy time of year for us. We haven't done this in a while. During COVID, we just tried to survive. I'm going to ask one of our board members, our board secretary, Cheryl Glath, to come up and join me right now. During COVID, we went into thrive, survive mode, and we were able to flourish somewhat. But we did so not knowing what our finances were going to look like, not knowing how we were going to make things work. So we didn't have a budget. We just did it. Well, now we're starting to get back into normalcy. It's time to develop a budget, and in order to do a budget, we need a conscious giving program, right? Our treasurer couldn't be here today, but Cheryl is going to step in and read a letter from our treasurer, and we'll say more about it after that.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Beautiful faces. All right. So this is a message from Bridget Silberstein, our treasurer. A message to the community from the heart. The last 2.5 years have been challenging for everyone, including religious organizations. We were blessed with 2 Paycheck Protection Program loans, both of which were forgiven, a grant from Ventura County Foundation, and a 30-year low-interest loan from the SBA. I heard it doesn't usually give such loans to churches. Even before COVID, we operated by keeping our expenses to a minimum, a practice that continues today. This is the time of year when we ask for a year-end donation. Keep an eye on your mailbox. However, this year, we're asking for much more. While we keep our expenses down, our donations were down as well. We're blessed to be able to use the SBA loan to keep us afloat. Those supporting funds, while smaller, are still available. However, next month, after a 2-year moratorium, we will be required to start making payments on that loan. There was some uncertainty about having to give up this space because our lease was ending at the end of this year. The initial proposed rent increases exceeded our ability, our willingness to pay. Your board of trustees, and Rev Stephen, was able to negotiate a new 3-year lease with excellent terms, giving us time to plan for a brighter future. Roof leaks are being repaired, as you can see, and are being repaired by the owners, and they are replacing 4 of our HVAC systems as well. Everywhere we look, we can see some signs of normalcy returning, like all of your faces. Love seeing all your faces here. Including here at the center, we see some normalcy as well, right? And we are approaching what could be the first new normal for a while. We need your support more than ever going forward. We are a family, and a family needs to look after each other. We need to reduce a forecasted loss for the year and a commitment from you to meet our 2023 requirements to stay afloat and to prosper and to bless. In order to do this, we are asking you for a complete pledge form, to complete a pledge form. So we draft a feasible budget. I don't know if you guys have ever done a budget, but you really need to know some idea of what your income's going to look like to do that. If you are a conscious giver, consider increasing your annual giving and make a year-end donation. If you are not yet a conscious giver, show your support for our spiritual family and consider becoming one. All amounts are welcome, and it will make a difference. The Board of Trustees appreciates you for active participation in the community and for your continued financial support. Gratefully yours in service, Bridget Silberstein, Treasurer. Thank you.
Thanks, Cheryl. And thanks, Bridget. So when the ushers go around in a few minutes, there will be those pledge cards in the baskets. Please take one. If you don't want to do that, there's a tiny URL link. I think that's also on there. And you can, and it'll be in the e-blast that goes out this week. You could fill it out online as well, all right? So let's also look at what the rest of this. So we got, those are the normal ways that you can give, and all of this is anchored by our prayer of affirmation and support. And let's do that now, because this is a powerful way of bringing that not just into our center, but into your own lives as we say these words together. You ready? Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and the world now. Divine love is victorious. All righty. So these are your announcements for the week and beyond, and we'll be back in a little bit. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Just stand. Oh, it's okay.
And so we give thanks. We give thanks for all the blessings that we have received. There's a bounty of good flowing and a bounty of supply that's coming to this center in the form of these tithes and many more. Thank you. Namaste.
I'm like a ship far It's all good. It's all good. 'Cause it's all God. It's all God. It's all God. So it's all good. I am reaching up, abandoning old schemes. Though this journey may be rough, there's more here than it seems. Each step brings me closer, knowing I can have my dreams. Everybody, it's all good. It's all good. 'Cause it's all God. It's all God. It's all God. It's all God. And it's all good. Like you mean it. It's all good. It's all good. And it's all God. It's all God. It's all God. It's all God. And it's all good. Nice job.
Okay. It is all good, all God, isn't it? Yes, indeed. So much good service going on. We really love everybody that does all that. Costa's the lead today. Where's Costa? There he is. All right, thank you so much. Kathy Burt and Sanford and Lisa is in training today for service team. Yeah, one of our new members. Deborah was so busy doing stage today. Did you? And fast. See how fast she was? I mean, I didn't even see her. She was moving so fast. It was great. It was great. Dee, thank you so much for doing the doors and the slides and bringing your consciousness and all that you do for our center. Gregory, looking good. Oh, you got your student up there. Yes. John Mizialco. Hey, were you pushing? Did he let you push buttons today? A third of the buttons. That's a good start. We like 100% of the buttons pushed, but a third is good. Okay, we'll take that. Excuse me. That little leftover. Grateful for Marianne for her service today as practitioner. Karie, the music, Steve, Randy, Lane, Bob, love you guys. We got the best sound, the best team. You know. I felt like a former president. We got the best. We got absolutely the best of the best, the bestest of the best. Yes. Kathy Burry, anyway. Kathy and Ron are back with the Cosmic Kids today. And it's so sweet of Ron to step in with Cosmic Kids. Cheryl and Brad will be in the office support later on in the service. And thanks. We had a team that came yesterday. We had a little buzz in our online sound system. And so I just want to thank Randy and John and Daniela was here. And so somebody else was here yesterday. Oh, and Greg and Ron. They all came in, and we just went through and got all the bugs out, so things are running a little more smoothly on the electronic side. So take a little credit for that, because, Saturday, right? Coming out on their Saturday. All right, a couple other things. I want to bring up our practitioner today to just remind you of a couple things and do her pitch for prayer. Here, Marianne, come on up. There you go.
This is my pitch for prayer.
Well, after you finish, then tell them to come sit with you for prayer.
Oh, yes.
If you want to.
Oh,
I mean, if you don't feel like
that
it, I get
prayer.
it. We got other practitioners here.
Okay. All right. So Wednesday, come join me. Either by remote, but I love current-based life form energy in the physical, in real life. So if you could come out, I'd love to see you. We're recapping the sampler of the 5 gifts for an abundant life, which is an 8-week class that we hope to be offering in the spring. But we're giving you a little appetizer of it, and you get to ask for what you want. And so I invite you to be there Wednesday. And then the following Wednesday, December 7th, we're going to have the holiday sing-along. And I'm told there's an ugly sweater contest that goes along with that. So please plan to come out and wear your favorite holiday attire. However, I think the ugly sweater thing is also a part. And this is Darlene and John that host this.
Cool.
And I will be available in the back for prayer treatment should anybody want to partake in that, and we can go into the room and call in what needs to be revealed. Thank you.
I love it. Thanks, Marianne. Thank you so much. Yeah, you got it. You can take it. All right. Also, if there's anyone new here or anyone who's been here a while and just wants to find more out about the center, Karen's available. She'll be right here under the exit sign to tell you more and give you a visitor packet. All right. Let's stand and do our closing benediction. Don't start singing Home on the Range. Here we go. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Let's sing.
Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth flow through you, make good flow to you, let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you, love be with you, love be with you. Love be with you. All together, hand in hand, see the light and take a stand. We are changing. Whole new life for you and me. Take your past and set it free and share this blessing. Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Feel you, make good flow to you, let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you, love be with you, love be with you, love be with you, love be with you. I'm reaching up, abandoning old schemes. Though this journey may be rough, there's more here than it seems. Each step brings me closer, knowing I can have my dreams. It's all good. 'Cause it's all God. It's all God. It's all God. It's all God. It's all good. It's all good. It's all God. 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 And it's all good. Thank you for catching my brother's bass slide in that. My brother's my
Well, that's
rhythm
who that
section.
was,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kenny.
Unfortunately, I don't have a fretless, but I thought I'd try to.
Oh, you did good. You did. It was fabulous.
And I hope you didn't mind.
Thank you. Thanks.
I didn't mean to step on your toes. That little solo thing you were doing, I saw what you were doing with the left hand, and I started.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Okay, good,
No
good.
worries. No worries.